Your thoughts are the foundation of your reality, whether you are aware of them or not. Every belief you hold, every story you repeat to yourself, and every image you allow to live in your mind quietly shapes the direction of your life. Long before results appear on the outside, they are formed on the inside through consistent thinking patterns. If you constantly tell yourself that life is hard, that you are limited, or that success is meant for others, your actions will unconsciously align with those beliefs. On the other hand, when you begin to think with intention, possibility, and purpose, your behavior starts to change in powerful ways. Mastering your mind does not mean ignoring challenges or pretending difficulties do not exist. It means choosing how you interpret them. Two people can face the same obstacle, yet one grows stronger while the other gives up, simply because of how they think about what is happening. Your mind can either magnify problems or magnify solutions. It can replay past failures or rehearse future victories. When you take responsibility for your thoughts, you stop living on autopilot and start living deliberately. You begin to understand that confidence is built internally before it is expressed externally. The life you desire cannot outgrow the mindset you maintain. Change your thinking, and you change how you speak. Change how you speak, and you change how you act. Change how you act, and your results begin to transform. Mastering your mind is not a one-time decision, but a daily practice of choosing thoughts that empower, strengthen, and move you forward, even when circumstances try to pull you back. Self-awareness is the doorway to mental mastery, because you cannot change what you are not willing to observe. Most people are not defeated by external circumstances, but by the silent conversations they have with themselves every day. The words you repeat in your mind shape your confidence, your energy, and your willingness to act. When that inner dialogue is filled with criticism, fear, and doubt, it quietly erodes belief and limits potential. Learning to control that voice does not mean suppressing it. It means challenging it. It means recognizing when your mind is feeding you old narratives that no longer serve who you are becoming. Every time you catch a negative thought and replace it with a stronger one, you take back control of your direction. Awareness allows you to pause before reacting, to choose intention over impulse, and to respond with purpose instead of fear. Your inner dialogue should encourage you, not imprison you. It should remind you of your strength, not constantly replay your weaknesses. When you consciously guide your self-talk, you begin to operate from confidence rather than insecurity. You stop seeking validation from the outside because your foundation is built within. Over time, this practice reshapes your identity. You begin to see yourself differently, speak differently, and act differently. Discipline of thought leads to clarity of action. The way you speak to yourself in private determines how boldly you show up in public. When your inner voice becomes an ally instead of an enemy, you unlock a level of focus, courage, and self-belief that allows you to move through challenges with calm strength and unwavering determination. Fear and doubt are not signs that you are incapable. They are signs that you are standing at the edge of growth. Every person who has ever attempted something meaningful has felt uncertainty trying to pull them back into comfort. The problem is not fear itself, but the decision to obey it. Fear speaks in convincing tones, telling you to wait, to play small, to avoid risk, while doubt questions your ability and reminds you of past failures. These voices grow louder when you are about to step into something bigger than who you used to be. Overcoming them begins with understanding that fear is a reaction, not a command. You can acknowledge it without surrendering to it. When you choose action in the presence of fear, you weaken its grip. Each step forward builds evidence that you are capable, that you can survive discomfort, and that progress is possible. Negative thinking thrives in inaction, but it loses power when confronted with movement. Your potential has always existed beyond fear, but reaching it requires courage to challenge the thoughts that say you are not enough. Doubt does not disappear before success. It fades as a result of consistent effort. Every time you rise after hesitation, every time you move forward despite uncertainty, you rewire your mindset. What once felt intimidating becomes familiar, and what once seemed impossible begins to feel achievable. Growth demands that you confront the mental barriers that try to keep you where you are. And when you do, you discover that fear was never meant to stop you, only to show you where your next breakthrough lies. Focus, discipline, And consistent mental practice are the tools that transform raw potential into real results. Without focus, your energy is scattered, your goals become blurred, and progress feels slow and frustrating. The mind must be trained to stay aligned with what truly matters, especially in a world filled with distractions pulling your attention in every direction. Discipline is the ability to hold your focus even when motivation fades, when emotions fluctuate, and when the journey becomes uncomfortable. It is choosing what is important over what is easy. Mental strength is not built overnight. It is developed through repetition and intentional practice. Every time you choose to concentrate on your goals instead of your fears, you are conditioning your mind for success. Every time you show up when you do not feel like it, you reinforce self-trust. Consistency compounds. Small, disciplined actions repeated daily shape habits, and habits shape identity. Over time, what once required effort becomes second nature. The mind responds to what it is repeatedly exposed to, whether that is doubt or determination. When you intentionally feed it focus and discipline, it begins to operate with clarity and purpose. This kind of mental training prepares you for pressure, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty. You no longer rely on inspiration alone because your discipline carries you forward. Focus keeps you aligned, discipline keeps you moving, and consistent practice strengthens your ability to perform even when conditions are not ideal. This is how you build a mindset that does not collapse under challenge but rises to meet it with confidence and control. Action is the moment where motivation proves itself. Thoughts, affirmations, and intentions hold power only when they are followed by movement. Many people spend their lives thinking about change, talking about change, and waiting to feel ready, but readiness is created through action, not before it. Every step you take in the direction of your goals strengthens belief and silences doubt. Action gives your mind evidence that you are capable, that progress is possible, and that your vision is not just imagination. When you act even imperfectly, you shift from dreaming to creating. Momentum begins to build, and with momentum comes clarity. You learn by doing, not by waiting. Fear loses its control when you move despite its presence. Motivation becomes real when it is practiced daily through effort, commitment, and persistence. Action aligns your mindset with your results, turning intention into experience. Each decision to show up, to try again, and to push forward reinforces the identity of someone who follows through. Life responds to those who move with purpose. Opportunities reveal themselves only after action is taken, not before. The mind becomes stronger when it sees progress, no matter how small. Over time, these consistent actions transform goals into habits and habits into outcomes. Motivation in action is not about dramatic gestures, but about repeated choices to move forward, even when it feels uncomfortable, uncertain, or slow, because growth does not wait for perfect conditions. It rewards those who take responsibility and step forward anyway.